And we'll start here. This was my first ever popsicle board. I had tried to resist the popsicle as long as I could, but it was inevitable that I eventually had to switch to them. And you know, I did the whole big pants, small wheels thing. That was the trend at the time, so I just went with it. Size 54-inch waist. Pants ratcheted down to a 29-inch waist. If you can believe that. Anyway, this was a Eric Dressen, and this is another one of those super rare boards. You can see I got a piece of metal there holding it together. Apparently my thing was, if I snapped the board in the middle, I would keep both pieces, but if I snapped it off at the tail, I would just keep the main part with the graphic. But yeah, so this is a super rare board. I had talked to many hardcore skateboard collectors on, you know, skateboard websites and forums, and no one knows anything about it. But you can kind of tell that red star there and the white background. This was a California flag, and at the bottom or the top, wherever that would be at, instead of saying, you know, Republic of California, it said Eric Dressen, or just said Dressen. And this is one I cannot find a picture for online. Now, the blind Mark Gonzalez Gene Simmons fish car is another rare board I have, but I mean, you can find pictures of that online, but nobody knows anything about this board. And I can't even find a picture of it, so that's some rare skate history right there. And there is a Powell Peralta, or I think it was Powell at that time, or maybe it was still Powell Peralta, a rat nut sticker. They don't use that anymore, so yeah, that's my Santa Cruz Eric Dressen from about 93. And this was my last ever popsicle board I rode. In 2010, I was like about to turn 40, and I was just like, I wasn't doing any, you know, technical tricks anymore. No kick flips, no late flips, and I was like, why would I ride these boards? And so at that time, I switched over and started skating reissue boards, and I haven't looked back. I don't miss the popsicle one bit. In fact, if you're an older skater, you know, I would suggest, you know, just recommend trying an old 80's reissue board and see how that does you. You might like it a lot better. And this is my 1988 90's. This was actually the second 90's I had. This was my favorite board at that time, without a doubt. Kind of get a clue of what kind of music I was listening to then. And we got the cell block sticker, and looks like the remnants of a Kelly Rosecrans sticker. I always liked him. And a Lucero sticker up at the top, and the remnants of some Rip Grip. Not sure. Oh, and I got the metal piece on here holding this one together, so just on the back side. I had a sticker on there, and I can't even remember what sticker it was. Maybe the camera will pick up something and I'll be able to say, oh, it was that sticker. Don't know. So I went through a whole string of the 90's board. This is the red one. And I did try to touch up the wings with some paint. I figured it was already trash, so touching it up wouldn't matter. But if you have an old board and you're looking to get money for it, do not touch it up. Just leave it as it is with the scuffs and everything else. That would be for the best. Now that was my second knot. The white one was my second notice. The red one was my third. And the first notice I had was a black one. And I rode it to shreds. So it was like my Pal Peralta Skull and Sword, except worse. I mean, it was completely, it was gone. So I did just throw that one out, and no longer have it. I wish I would have kept it, but I didn't. And the tail was like 2 inches long on it because I had rode it so, you know, so hard, so long. And this is a Schmidt Sticks Bryce Kanights. I think Bryce Kanights is probably better known for his photography than his skateboarding, but he was still a rad guy, stylish. And I loved that shape. The Schmidt Sticks Bryce Kanights. And lastly, I'll show you this one. This is a real reissue of Tommy Guerrero. I think it was Tommy's first real graphic that he had on real skateboards. And I rode it for a while. This is, I got this probably in about 2013 or 14, so I was in full old Mr. Carver mode when I was riding it, like all my boards today. Nothing rad was going on. I got a Dirty Ghetto Kids DGK sticker on it. And somewhere I have a collection of DGK stickers because they were just some of the funniest stickers in a long time. Probably since Blind and World Industries stuff. But maybe one day I'll find those stickers and do a video on them. But yeah, that's the real Tommy Guerrero reissue. And this did come with like an ice pack for your knees. And the top graphic, it's all covered up. It's full coverage. But the top graphic is a walker. And I thought that was funny. But yeah, that's the Tommy Guerrero. I think that was San Francisco 49ers. A takeoff on the San Francisco 49er logo. And yeah. So, did anybody have a favorite shape in the 80s? I love the Nodus and the, you know, the BK and boards that were shaped like that. Like Tommy Guerrero's board was pretty similar to those. I liked Mike Vallely's board. It was good too. It was a good little street board back in the 80s. Yeah, did you have a shape you didn't like? Personally, I could not get with the Rob Roskop, any Rob Roskop. I could not get them to ollie for nothing. They'd always fishtail out on me. So, and you know, that's not a diss on Rob Roskop. He was a rad and stylish guy, but for whatever reason, especially the Rob Roskop face, I don't know what it was about that board. I just could not skate it. And that was a very popular board back in the late 80s. So everybody had one. Alright everybody, I thank you for watching my video, and we'll try to get more wood thrown onto the fire for another future video, and maybe I'll find them DGK stickers and do a video about that too. Alright everybody, thanks for watching, peace out.